Hi, I'm Barry John. This is Ratchet and Clank in 2002. I have two guest co-commentators, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Crazy Achmed.
I'm Speedball, and this is Blarg Station.
So, Blarg Station has two interesting things that happen to it. I'm going to be doing the first one right away. It's the first time in the game that we're actually going to be playing... actually, after I show off the map... we're actually going to be playing just as Clank.
Okay. So they force you to learn how to play as him and use all his abilities and stuff.
Not that he has much in the way of abilities. And to be fair, the real fun Clank stuff doesn't happen until the end of the game.
Yeah, this isn't Secret Agent Clank for the PSP.
Also, easiest Trespasser ever. So the reason why Clank has to go by himself is that, well, there's no air outside. And so our favorite little robot has to step outside and do all the exploring. Because, well,
this is
Ratchet can't breathe.
This is before Ratchet got clothes.
Yeah. And you can see over there our eventual end goal for this little trip.
No air, but there is gravity somehow.
Yes. And there's enough of an atmosphere that the helijet, the helipack upgrade still works.
Oh yeah, let's
Don't
just
think
not
too hard
think too hard about that one.
So, Clank, as by himself, isn't really that good of a character in this level, because all he really does is walk around, punch boxes, and, punch the weakest enemies in the game.
Yeah, it's not like going on a mission with Metal Gear Mark II and Metal Gear Solid 4, where you just can stun guys and cloak.
Yeah.
No, he's basically Ratchet without any of the frills.
Yeah, no guns, no good advanced maneuvering. In many ways, it's like a challenge section more than anything else.
That's some top-notch box punching action, though.
Oh yeah.
It's like really satisfying when you crash one open and then all the bolts come in with the nice little cling sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on the entire 3D platformer thing because I never had a console past the 8-bit generation, actually. And so I'd see all these fancy, flashy 3D platformers that were never really a thing on PC, and yeah, it's cool getting to experience it now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Even though this game is like 20 years old, it still holds up.
Oh yeah, looks like it's a lot of fun. Like, solid gameplay, great sense of humour. The graphics are old, but it's well written.
Well, the simplistic art
just
style
looking at this...
makes the graphics not look as aged as they would otherwise. If this was Siphon Filter, we would be talking a different story altogether.
Although, admittedly, I did actually buy a second-hand PS2 long after the console was, near dead, just to get Katamari. And no regrets at all.
Oh. Okay, that's worth it. I cannot make that jump to get the gold bolt. I have to come back later.
And as far as having gravity in an airless section, that happened a lot in Dead Space.
True, but I mean, it's not like gravity and air have to be in the same system.
You have just activated a Gadgetbot.
Alright, I forgot there were Gadgetbots in this level. I thought it was just a straight up run and punch for Ratchet.
Go, my Pikmin!
So, pretty much, yeah. They're basically remote drones that either you can use to attack an enemy, they'll follow you, they can hold down buttons later on, or, and as we find, basically they're also a key that once you've got Gadgetbots, there will be checkpoints where you'll have to have a certain number of gadgetbots in them to get through. But here is our goal. One of the non-weapon weapons in the game, the Hydro Displacer, which we'll get a little bit of more information on later on.
That's just the level designers showing off their graphical prowess. I remember when Doom 3 did that exact same thing.
An instant drains. Using it, you can drain and fill.
I was really happy when they all flipped to form a flat platform, because I thought we were going to have to jump across all of those and not fall in the gaps.
Oof. But yeah, the Hydro Displacer lets you move water from one section to another, and it's required for puzzles on a couple of future levels.
Oh, cool. That's a cool mechanic.
Yeah, it's almost like, the water temple from The Legend of Zelda, except you can control the level of water however you like.
I'm back. So you are. And I found this.
Hey, cool. It's a, what is it?
A Hydro Displacer.
Great. I always wanted one of those, I guess.
I love how they pay absolutely no attention to how big an item is when people hold it or store it away. They just don't even bother.
Hyperspace arsenals, everyone. It just...
Oh.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Yeah, I realize I'm gonna want the Taunter sooner rather than later. It's actually part of the Infinite Bolts glitch, but the real purpose of the Taunter actually has two purposes. Number one is that when you trigger the Taunter, it starts to draw enemies towards you. The other purpose is that it acts as basically an AoE box breaker around you.
Autopilot, which will take you to a decommissioned Blarg warship. Our scanners indicate that there may be useful technology on board.
Man, Gadgetron's got some really good scanners.
Oh, well, they invented privacy invasion before Facebook.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate at that point. Especially when we get to visit Gadgetron headquarters later on.
Sounds like shit's going to get real once that happens.
Yeah, the fact that this floor is on an angle just makes a mess of how the gunplay works.
All right,
So,
that
back
was
to
a
the good old
floor gun.
wrench.
Okay.
Yep. It shoots a little arc along the floor, which is surprisingly effective, all things considered.
Oh yeah, even the camera feels kind of wonky, eh?
Well, yeah. Well, no. It's partly because the floor is on an angle, but the camera is actually still horizontal, so to speak.
Kind of reminds me of... I remember Dead Space again, when you're on that other ship inside the ship, and everything's at an angle. Because it's
Oh yeah,
crashed.
it's a really good way of disorientating everyone.
Yeah.
At least the targeting indicator for the throws is good.
Oh yeah.
It feels like with those floor attacks that they're just out of sync with your jump, so if you do a full height jump, you get hit by the second one.
Oh, it gets even... Oh, you're quite right, but it gets even worse when there's multiples of those guys standing in a room all shooting at you.
Oh, nasty. They're just asking to be cheesed.
Please remove all personal belongings.
And now we have a timed escape sequence, which is actually, the time frame on it is actually pretty, shall we say, lenient.
Oh, hey. Press the button and escape the explosion at the end of the level. That's right in your wheelhouse, John.
Please.
No. Look, only if it was a full 3D maze trying to fly out, okay? Descent is amazing, Ratchet and Clank is amazing, but they are two different games. And that is one less Blarg warship.
Wait, didn't Computer Lady say that there was some tech on there that we wanted?
Yes, which is this infobot which will lead us to Rilgar.
Water City. We've just learned that Captain Quark will be presenting the grand prize at the Intergalactic Hoverboard Championship, which will be held here over the next few days. In related news, this planet has recently been suffering from an infestation of strange amoeboid creatures. The city's administration has assured this reporter that every step has been taken to eradicate these nuisances. Darla Gratch, Channel 2 News.
Don't worry. She's fine.
Did you see that?
Yes, I hope that poor woman is all right.
She's fine.
See, Clank Ratchet agrees with you.
Yeah, see? Must be fine.
I mean, if she's a robot, it probably can't digest her.
And we actually see Darla Gratch later on as
good.
well, so... And now, down to 1 health. And the Pyrocenter is my favorite. It is my friend. Because of these goddamn frogs.
Oh god, the Daikatana frogs.
Oh no.
I mean, that's immediately where my mind went, I'm sorry. When I think of...
Yeah, no, that's bringing back some repressed memories.
I'm sorry, I never heard of this game called Daikatana.
Need a little help with these enemies? Try
Best you don't know.
There is no such game called Daikatana. John Romero did not make me his bitch. So when I mentioned that the taunter will draw enemies towards you...
Oh, that includes into hazards.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, you don't get to use that as often as you could. It's mostly in this level. But there is use for it later on for that exact thing. And this is actually an optional Trespasser room.
You know, this is probably actually one of the more enjoyable looking kind of quasi-hacking minigames that I've seen.
Yeah, like it's simple to understand. Like, you don't really need an explanation for how that works.
Look at all that ammo.
That I can't use because I'm already full up. And just, waiting for the poisonous gas clouds to go by, because this is an action platformer, so of course there's going to be timed things like that.
Yeah, if there's one thing I'm seeing across pretty much every game I've played is that in the future there will be no occupational safety and health standards.
Nope, none whatsoever. And this is also the only time you're going to see enemies hiding in crates like that.
Clearly they have a frog infestation problem on the Blarg ship.
Well, I mean, it...
And whatever the hell that is, infestation.
Yeah. Those guys are very interesting enemies. They take 4 hits to kill, and when you hit them, they do a revenge attack, basically. They'll try to hit you back. Fortunately, the thrown wrench hits them on the way, deals damage on the way out and on the way back in, so it's 2 hits for the price of 1. And just trying to get the guys on top, but they're difficult to hit without,
There we go.
doing that.
Ah, so no lock-on then.
No, well, the soft lock has a limit to it. Like this right here, I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah.
The future games in the series, Barry John has told me, are better about the lock-on feature in general, and also the manual aiming.
Oh yeah.
I feel it.
But to be fair, this game was still like the first. They were still learning what they were doing with the genre.
Yeah, this was a trendsetter in many ways.
Yeah.
I feel like they did an okay job of it though. Like the enemies they're fairly big hitboxes, don't move around too fast. You've got lots of nice rapid fire weapons, so if you miss once, you're not penalised for it too much.
No. And this is one of the easier gold bolts to find. And hey, another one of those little proto Mr. Zircon deployment zones.
I've compared the game before, but the way you smash stuff and have copious amounts of collectibles everywhere, it's really reminded me a lot of the Lego adventure video games, you know, where you just smash everything in sight and get rewarded and smash even more things and also do environmental puzzles.
That's certainly a way of looking at it, but the LEGO games tend to focus more on the environmental manipulation than anything else.
Definitely more straight up shooting things.
And of course, the taunter now is just clearing the path ahead of me.
I think I realized why those things have a retaliation attack. There's some kind of alien snapping turtle.
There we go.
Taunt the switch. Man, one hit kill on the big boys too, huh?
Mm-hmm. And 2 more health pickups, which will be almost needed. And this is me checking something because there is a movement command that I'm not really good at, and that is the side flip, which is so hold R1, flick the toggle switch, and hit the jump button at the same time to do that move. And that is this game's version of the strafe.
Huh.
Now you may have noticed a cut there, and that's because this is our first boss fight of the game, the Alien Queen. She is huge, she takes lots of hits, and she has the same degree of retaliation, and every time you knock down a third of her health, out comes, she basically summons up some mobs to respond to things. And this is my successful run. But the important part about this guy is that this boss fight has a skill point attached to it. If you use the wrench for the entire fight, including dealing with these other guys, like these mid-battle reinforcements, you get a skill point.
Huh.
But unfortunately, the guide I have to when I was doing the skill point and gold bolt collectathons said, "Oh no, you only need to use the wrench on the boss itself. Like you can use the non-wrench weapons on non-alien queen enemies, and it'll totally count for you." No, it doesn't. And that is that. Trust me, I make it look easy only because I had practice.
Yeah, that's resonating with me right now. I picked up Dark Souls again yesterday for the first time in a year, and it's making me think like, yeah, it's got some similarities there.
Yeah. But of course, the real prize for beating the Alien Queen is this guy and what he's about to sell me.
Must have left the cages open again.
You could come down now.
Honestly, a gadget engineer deserves a bit more respect, if you ask me.
So, you are an inventor.
Gadget engineer. I create revolutionary devices for Executive Chairman Drek. For instance, Viola, my soon-to-be patented grind boots. Look,
The best thing in this entire series is the grind boots.
Sell? After we just saved your scrawny butt?
All right. I'll give you the employee discount, too. Well, thanks. I'm gonna get out of here while I still can.
Ratchet puts the boots on his hands.
But the grind boots allow you to slide along rails, and let me tell you, this is absolutely fun. Especially when we get to the certain race courses later on. But we will shortly be done with the Blarg Station. Next time, off to Rilgar. And I will see you guys all next time. Once, of course, the loading screen is done.